What's outside of your comfort zone?
Talking about things that are outside of my comfort zone. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Rafi's Rambles, Rafi's Rambles, Rafi's Rambles.
Hola, you amazing artists! So this video is just a quick update on what we have been up to and what we've been doing, and the fact that I won Best of Show again. One of the many reasons that I'm really proud about winning Best of Show is that I won it on creating a sculpture of something that I've never created before, something that was completely outside of my comfort zone. The call for artists was recycle, reuse, repurpose, repeat. So essentially it was to create a recycled materials work of art, which is something that has always been on my bucket list of things to do. Like, I wanted to create something that was made out of garbage that looked amazing.
And you always like things to be really large, like life size. Like not a little sculpture, but a giant one.
Yeah, well, you know, that was also on my bucket list. So I just kind of combined the two into the recycled materials life-size sculpture thing.
A working title.
Yeah. So any of you that have been following me and gone to my website know about my series called The Nature of Being. So The Nature of Being is this idea of mixing nature with humanity and showing how everybody is rooted here and now, but you're constantly growing and expanding and reaching for the heavens. And what better way to show that than through nature and through a tree? People call them my lady trees, but there's actually man trees too. They don't call them men trees.
No, they've evolved into tree beings.
Beings.
People are calling them tree beings.
I thought it would be appropriate to create a tree being out of recycled materials. How cool is that? Take materials that don't necessarily break down and turn them into something that looks natural or weird. Natural and weird, maybe?
Yeah, it's a new genre.
Natural and weird.
Natural, weird, contemporary art.
Yeah. So obviously we had the opening reception and I won Best of Show, and I'm very, very excited about that. It was a really good time and it is a piece that I am extremely, extremely proud of, and I want, show it off to you guys. I also thought it'd be cool to do a video on somewhat of the process that I took in creating the piece, because like I said, it was something that's completely outside of my comfort zone. It's not anything that I've ever tried before, and I was kind of winging it throughout the entire time, running through an intersection with my eyes closed, screaming while on fire. That's pretty much what I felt during the process of creating this piece.
Oddly, something that you're sort of familiar with, but I guess that's a story for another day.
Yes, story for another day, thank you. So one of the first things that I decided to do was create a PVC skeleton. It's something that I've never done before, and I wasn't even sure that you could use PVC in that way. I used a heat gun to mold it and shape it and put it together, and honestly, when I was done with the PVC skeleton, I was like, oh, this is good enough. Maybe I'll just submit this. Then I took recyclable plastic bags. We had a bunch of them because we collect them and hardly ever throw them away. Took some of those, took some of the air pockets, and shaped a muscle structure on the said skeleton. Then after I did that, because I wanted there to be some stronger structure to it, I coated that in fiberglass resin. And then after I did my fiberglass husk around all the bags, at this point our neighbors were kind enough to give us their leftover bags. We started to run out of bags. I mean, hundreds upon hundreds of bags went into this thing.
We went from rich in bags to no bags at all.
Yeah.
Bagless.
Yeah, we were bagless. We were no longer rich in bags. Then I took those bags and assembled them onto the piece little by little, and I took a heat gun and shape those pieces out in order to get the final structure. And then I paint the piece and shape it and basically do all the finishing touches to it, and I thought that it looked amazing. Yeah, I kind of determined that I hate working with fiberglass.
I've always known that I hate you working with fiberglass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean that I'm going to stop working with fiberglass? No.
Does it mean that I'm going to duct tape you into a hazmat suit when you're going to work with fiberglass? Probably.
How do you know? How are you going to know if I'm working on fiberglass? I barely even know what I'm going to be working on. I could be out there like, yeah, I'm going to work on this painting, and next thing you know, I'm working on a fiberglass duck.
I'll see your duck, and then I'll be prepared with duct tape and hazmat suit.
The only thing is that I finished it the day of, so as soon as I got it into the space, like it just smelled really, really strong of varnish, like strong.
Yeah, weren't the people at the gallery like, is that gonna smell like that for the whole time, or?
Yeah, somebody there he was definitely like, what is that smell? It smells so strong. And I was like, oh, it should go away. Hopefully.
I'm sure they're pretty used to that. I bet there's a lot of artists finishing their pieces the day before or the day of, because,
Artists, yeah, we're good. Right in a pinch. Even if there's no reason for there to be a pinch, we will create a pinch because we are so good at being in a pinch. Funny thing is that I was super, super nervous about taking this piece into the show. Like, I honestly thought that my piece was not going to even get in to the show. Whatever self-doubt sets in, whenever you do something that is outside of your comfort zone, just keep in mind that you might be extremely, extremely picky about the thing that you created.
Yeah, I remember you were like, I don't know if my piece is gonna get into the show. I'm not sure if it's good enough.
What's funny about that is that when they called me, they didn't tell me that I won Best of Show. They were like, oh, you're in the show. Okay, awesome, I'm in the show. And then a few minutes later, they called, oh yeah, just to let you know, you won Best of Show. And I was like, what? So I won Best of Show for my sculpture, The Reclamation of the Nature of Being. And, yeah, the idea of pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. I've seen a lot of artists that have been doing their art thing, whatever it is that works. They do the same thing for years and for years and for years. And that is fine. That is fine if that's something that you're happy with. But in my experience, whenever I've gone to any of these big art shows and I see an artist who has been essentially just kind of creating the same things because they know that those are the things that sell over and over and over, and 10 years later they're still sitting there just creating the same thing because they know that that's the thing that sells, they don't look happy to me. They just don't look happy. And I have not been doing this for as long as a lot of those guys have been doing it, but they just seem kind of jaded. And when you look at their portfolio, you'll notice that a lot of the same stuff that they have today is the same stuff that they were creating 10 years ago. Now, I don't think that there's anything wrong with consistency, and if it's something that still excites you and you're passionate about it, by all means, just create and focus on that work. But in my mind, and if there's anybody out there that is like me, you'll have to fight the urge to create things that are safe, that you know are going to sell, and put all your attention and focus onto that, versus doing these things that you want to do, that you want to work on, things that are completely outside of your comfort zone, things that you've never even tried before or done before, things that you're not sure if you can even do. I think it's so important to push yourself and to keep experimenting and keep creating and keep being excited about what you create. Almost like being a kid and like finding pastels for the first time and wanting to play around with pastels even though you've been using crayons your entire life. That is the curiosity of the artist is what ends up creating some fantastic pieces that nobody's ever seen before.
Even if it looks like a ball of crap for 90% of the way.
Yeah. Especially if it looks like a ball of crap for 90% of the way. I could say that the sculpture that I created that I think is amazing now looked like crap until about 10 minutes before I finished it. The entire time I was like, this is a piece of shit.
I don't know why I'm doing this! Somebody help me!
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's good.
Yeah, look, it's good. Play around with some materials that you've never played around with before. To use some materials that you're familiar with in a way that you've never used it before. To create something that you've never created before. And there might be something on your bucket list, something that you want to work on or something that you've wanted to work on, but you just don't have the skill set to do it yet. Don't even try to take a class for it yet. Just try it and see what comes of it. Those are the happy little surprises. And if it does look like a ball of crap, then it looks like a ball of crap. No big deal. You know, and then you work on something else. And that's it. So I am proud of my Best of Show thing, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So there we go. We've got a lot of projects here in the studio that we're working on for the next few months. So we are figuring out a way to be able to like record all that and share that with you guys. And also there's a lot of really good questions that we want to get to that you guys have sent in.
Meanwhile, we'll be taking on a pretty giant project that terrifies us.
Yeah, we'll fill you guys in when that starts to take place, but it's a big scary project. If you guys have any questions or comments for us and want to share any stories of a time where you pushed yourself outside of your comfort zone, please put them in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching, you guys. You guys are absolutely freaking awesome. I totally adore you. And if you like this and you want to watch more like this, just click right over here to subscribe. And that's it. Say goodbye, Clee.
Have an uncomfortable and good day.
Adios.